Section 31 of Modern Magic. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by April Walters. Modern Magic, a practical treatise on the art of conjuring, by Professor Lewis Hoffman. The Cups and Balls, Part 2. Pass 3. Having placed a ball under each of the end cups to make them pass successively under the middle cup. Before commencing this pass, the performer, while placing the goblets in line or otherwise engaging the attention of the audience with his left hand, takes from the servante with his right and palms a second ball. He continues, "For my next experiment, ladies and gentlemen, I shall require 2 balls. I need hardly remark that I could instantly supply myself from the wand, but there's a curious faculty about the balls themselves. They have a constant tendency to increase and multiply. For instance, without having recourse to the wand, I can instantly make this 1 ball into 2. He takes up the ball on the table in his left hand, taking care to hold it that all may see that there is nothing else in his hand. And the most curious part of the matter is, that though mathematicians insist that the whole is always greater than its part, in this case, each of the parts will be found precisely equal to the whole." As he speaks, he takes the ball from the left hand with the fingers of the right, at the same time dropping the palmed ball into the left hand, and now taking care to so hold his right hand as to show that it contains the 1 ball only. He then again replaces this ball in the palm of the left hand, where it lies side by side with the second ball. Rubbing the left palm with the second and third fingers of the right with a circular motion, he gradually lifts the fingers and shows the single ball apparently transformed into 2, both of which he places on the table. "You will observe that there is nothing under this cup, C. I will place it under this ball." He really palms it. "Neither is there anything under either of these 2 cups, B and A." He lifts the cups, one with each hand, and secretly introduces the palmed ball under B. "I take this second ball and place it under this cup, A." He really palms it. "We now have a ball under each of these 2 cups, A and C. I draw the ball out of this one, C." He touches the top of the cup and produces the ball last palmed at his fingertips. "I order it to pass under this middle cup, B." He apparently transfers it to the left hand, really palming it, and then makes a motion with the left hand as if passing it into B. "It has passed, you see." He raises B with his right hand, showing the ball under it, and in replacing it secretly introduces the second palmed ball. "Now I order the ball in this cup, A, to pass in like manner." He waves his wand from A to B, and then lifts B. "Here it is, and these 2 outer cups," turning them over with his wand, "are perfectly empty." Pass 4. Having placed 2 balls under the middle cup, to make them pass under the 2 outer ones. "You have just seen these 2 balls pass under the middle cup. Now, by way of variety, we will make them pass out of it. I will take the 2 balls and place them under the middle cup." He really so places one only, palming the other. "You observe that there is nothing either under this, A, nor under this, C." Here he secretly introduces the palmed ball beneath C. "Now I order one of the balls under the middle cup to pass under one of the outer cups. Let us see if it has done so." Lifts middle cup with left hand. "Yes, see here, only 1 left." He takes it up and shows it with his right hand, then makes the gesture of replacing it, but really palms it. "Let's see where it has gone to." Lifts A with right hand, and in replacing it secretly introduces the palmed ball under it. "It is not under this one, then it must be under this." He lifts C. "Yes, here it is. Now I command the other ball in like manner to leave the middle cup, and pass under the other, A. Pass. Here it is, you see, and this one, B, is entirely empty." Pass 5. To pass 3 balls in succession under 1 cup. "So far, ladies and gentlemen, what I have shown you has been mere child's play." He drops the right hand carelessly to the servante, and picks up 2 more balls, one of which he holds between the fingers and the other in the palm. "The real difficulty only begins when we begin to work with 3 balls. Now which of these two balls, taking up the two balls from the table, is the largest? This one I fancy has the advantage, so I will pinch a little piece off to make a third ball. He goes through the motion of pinching the ball with the fingers of both hands, at the same moment letting fall the ball in the palm to the fingertips of the right hand. Yes, this will do. It isn't quite round, but that is easily rectified. He rolls it between the fingers. That is better. Now watch me closely, ladies and gentlemen. He places the balls upon the table, with the exception of the fourth, which remains concealed between the fingers. You see that there is nothing under either of the cups. He raises all three and introduces the fourth ball under the middle one, B. He then picks up one of the balls on the table and apparently transfers it to his left hand, really palming it. I command this ball to pass into the middle cup. It has passed, you see. Raising the cup with his right hand, and in replacing it, introducing the ball now palmed. The operation is repeated in like manner until 3 balls have been shown under the cup, the fourth finally remaining palmed in his right hand. Pass 6. To place 3 balls, one after the other, upon the top of one of the cups, and to make them fall through the cup onto the table. At the conclusion of the last pass, the performer had brought 3 balls under the center cup B, a fourth remaining concealed in his hand. In lifting B to exhibit the 3 balls, and in replacing it beside them, he takes the opportunity of introducing beneath it this fourth ball. He next takes one of the 3 balls thus exposed, and placing it on top of this same goblet, B, covering it with the second goblet, A. Making any appropriate gesture he pleases, he commands the ball to fall through the lower goblet onto the table. He then overturns, without separating, the 2 goblets, their mouths being toward the spectators, when the ball which he had secretly introduced will be discovered, and will appear to be that which the spectators have just seen placed on top of the goblet, and which really still remains between the 2 goblets, and picks up the 2 goblets together, mouth upward, with his left hand, and with the right hand takes out that which is now uppermost, B. He turns both the goblets down upon the table, placing A over the ball which he has just shown. If this is neatly done, the other ball, which has remained in A, will not be discovered, but will, as it falls, be covered by A, which will now have beneath it 2 balls. The performer now places one of the remaining balls on top of A, covering it with either of the other goblets, and again goes through the same process till he has shown the first 2, and then 3 balls under the cup, the fourth remaining at the close of the pass between the 2 cups last used. Pass 7. To pass 3 balls in succession upward through the table into one of the cups. You concluded the last pass, we will suppose the reader to represent for the time being the performer, by lifting 2 cups together to show 3 balls beneath the undermost. Holding 2 cups in the left hand, you turn them over mouth upward. Taking with the right hand that which is now uppermost, you place it on the table in the ordinary position, still retaining the other, in which, unknown to the spectators, a fourth ball still remains. You continue, "Ladies and gentlemen, you may possibly imagine that there is some trick or sleight of hand in what I have shown you, but I am now about to perform an experiment in which that solution is clearly inadmissible. I propose to pass these 3 balls, one after the other, through the solid table into this empty goblet. Pray watch me carefully. I take away one of the balls. You take in the right hand one of the 3 on the table, and hold it beneath the table thus. My left hand, as you will observe, is perfectly empty. I have only to say, 'Pass.' You palm the ball in the right hand, at the same time giving a gentle tap with one finger against the under surface of the table, and immediately bring up the hand, taking care, of course, to keep its outer side toward the spectators. Then gently shake the cup which you hold in your left hand, and turn the ball out upon the table. Here it is, you see. Now I will put it back in the cup. You pick up the ball with the right hand and drop it into the cup, secretly letting fall with it the palmed ball, and take another ball. You repeat the process, show 2 balls in the cup, and then again, each time dropping in the palmed ball, and show 3, retaining the fourth ball, still palmed in your right hand. Pass 8. To pass 2 balls in succession from one cup to another without touching them. You again place the 3 cups in a row on the table, secretly introducing under the right-hand cup, C, the ball which remained in your right hand at the close of the last pass, and then openly place the other 3 balls on the tops of the 3 cups. You then proceed, I will take this ball, that which is on B, and place it under this same cup, B. You really palm it. I take this other ball, that which is upon A, and place it under this cup, A. You secretly introduce with it the ball which you have just palmed. I take this last, that upon C, and place it under this goblet, A, or stay, I will pass it invisibly to this one, C, really palming it. It has passed, you see. You lift C and show the ball which is already there, and in again covering the ball with the cup, you secretly introduce that which you last palmed. You now have in reality 2 balls under each of the end cups, and none under the center one, but the spectators are persuaded that there is 1 ball under each cup. We now have 1 ball under each cup. Now I shall command the ball that is under the center cup to pass into either of the end ones at your pleasure. Which shall it be? Whichever is chosen, suppose C, you raise and show the 2 balls under it. You then ostensibly replace the 2 balls under C, but really replace the one only, palming the other. You then raise the middle cup, B, to show that it is empty, and in replacing it, introduce the ball you have just palmed under it. Now I shall next order one of the 2 balls you have just seen under this cup, C, to go and join the one which is already under this one, A. Pass! Here it is, you observe. You raise A to show that there are 2 balls under it. You also raise C to show that it now only contains 1 ball, and leave all 3 balls exposed on the table. Pass 9. To make 3 balls in succession, pass under the middle cup. At the conclusion of the last pass, 3 balls were left in view, while a 4th, unknown to the audience, was hidden under the middle cup. You proceed, picking up a ball with the right hand. I take this ball and place it under this cup, C, in reality palming it. I now order it to pass under the middle cup. Presto! Here it is, you see. You raise the middle cup to show that the ball has obeyed your command, and, in again covering the ball, secretly introduce with it that which you have just palmed. I take this one, you pick up another, and place it under this cup, A. Here you palm it as before, and order it also to pass under the middle cup. You raise the middle cup and show that there are now 2 balls under it, and, in again covering them, introduce the ball which you last palmed. I take this last ball and place it under this cup, C, palming it, whence I shall command it to again depart and join its companions under the middle cup. This time it shall make the journey visibly. You take your wand in the left hand, and with it touch the cup C. Here it is, you see, on the end of my wand. You don't see it? Why, surely it is visible enough. Look. You pretend to produce the palmed ball from the wand, and exhibit it to the company. You can all see it now. You lay down the wand, and go through the motion of transferring the ball to the left hand, really palming it in its passage. Now then, pray watch me closely, and you will see it pass under the cup. 1, 2, 3. You make the gesture of throwing it through the middle cup, and open the hand to show it empty, immediately turning over the goblets to show that there are 3 balls under the middle and none under the outer ones. Pass 10. The multiplication pass. For the purpose of this pass, it is necessary to borrow a hat, which you hold in the left hand. You then place the 3 balls in a row upon the table, and cover each with one of the cups. It will be remembered that a 4th ball remains palmed in your right hand. You now lift up the right hand goblet, C, and place it on the table close beside the ball which it lately covered, and, as you do so, secretly introduce beneath it the palmed ball. You pick up, with the right hand, the ball which you have thus uncovered, and go through the motion of dropping it into the hat, really palming it in the moment during which the hand is concealed inside the hat, and at the same moment simulating, by a gentle tap against the inside, the sound which the ball would make if actually dropped into the hat. You next lift B in like manner, introducing the ball just palmed beneath it, and go through the motion of placing the second ball, which is thereby left exposed, in the hat. You do the same with the third cup, then return to the first, which the spectators believe to now be empty, and from which they are astonished to see you produce another ball, continuing till you have raised each cup in succession 8 or 10 times, and on each occasion of lifting a cup to uncover a ball, introducing beneath it the ball which you had just previously palmed. To the eyes of the spectators, who believe that the balls are really dropped into the hat, the effect will be exactly as if new balls, by some mysterious process of reproduction, came under the cups at each time of raising them. When you think your audience are sufficiently astonished, you remark, "I think we have about enough now, the hat's just getting rather heavy. Will someone hold a handkerchief to receive the balls?" When the handkerchief is spread out, you carefully turn over the hat, and the general astonishment will be intensified at discovering that it contains nothing. There is, of course, a ball left under each of the cups, and a fourth palmed in your right hand. This latter will not again be wanted, and you should therefore, while attention is drawn to the hat, drop it upon the servante or into one of your pochettes. Pass 11. To transform the small balls to larger ones. While the attention of the spectators is still occupied by the unexpected denouement of the last pass, you should prepare for this one by secretly taking with your right hand from the servante, and palming, by either the second or third method, the first being only available for the small balls, one of the larger balls. You then address the spectators to the following effect: "Ladies and gentlemen, you see that I have little difficulty in increasing the number of balls to an unlimited extent. I will now repeat the experiment in another form, and show you that it is equally easy to make them increase in size. You will observe that, notwithstanding the number of balls which I have just produced from the cups, there are still plenty more to come." Here you raise C, and show that there is a ball still under it. You replace it on the table at a few inches distance, and, as you do so, secretly introduce under it the larger ball which you have just palmed. Taking up the small ball in your right hand, you say, "To make the experiment still more surprising, I will pass the ball upward through the table into the cup." So saying, you place the right hand under the table, dropping as you do so the little ball which you hold on the servante, and taking in its place another of the larger balls. "Pass!" you exclaim, and at the same time giving a gentle rap on the under surface of the table. You bring the hand up again as if empty. You do not touch the first cup, but repeat the operation with the second, B, and again with A, on each occasion passing the hand under the table, exchanging a small ball for a larger one, and immediately afterward introducing the latter under the cup next in order. The last time, however, you merely drop the small ball on the servante, without bringing up any other in exchange. You have now, unknown to the audience, one of the larger or medium-sized balls under each of the cups. And if you are about to end with this pass, you would merely lift the cups and show the balls, thus apparently increased in size, underneath. We will assume, however, that you propose to exhibit the pass next following, one of the most effective, in which case the necessary preparation must be made in the act of raising the cups, and we shall therefore proceed at once, while the balls still remain covered, to describe Pass 12. To again transform the balls to still larger ones. The last pass having reached the stage we have just described, that is, a large ball being under each cup, but not yet exhibited to the audience, you secretly take in your left hand from the servante one of the still larger balls. These balls should be soft and elastic, and of such a size that, if pressed lightly into the cup, they shall require a slight tap of the cup on the table to dislodge them. Having taken the ball in the left hand, you hold it at the ends of the fingers behind the table, as near the top as possible, consistently with its being out of sight of the spectators. Then saying, "Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must ask for your very closest attention," you raise C with the right hand, and with the same movement lower it for a moment behind the table, and over the ball in the left hand, which remains in the cup of its own accord. All eyes go instinctively to the ball on the table, whose increased size is a new phenomenon. Not 1 in 100 will, in this first moment of surprise, think of watching the cup, which is naturally supposed to have, for the moment, concluded its share of the trick. You then replace the cup on the table lightly, so as to not loosen the ball, meanwhile getting ready another ball in the left hand, and repeat the operation with B. With A, you make a slight variation in your mode of procedure. Taking a third ball in your left hand, you hold it as before, but, as if through carelessness or clumsiness, allow it to be seen for a moment above the edge of the table. When you raise the third cup, you move it behind the table as before, and make a feint of introducing the ball which the spectators have just seen, but really let it drop on the servante, and replace the cup empty. A murmur from the audience will quickly apprise you that they have, as they imagine, found you out. Looking as innocent as you can, you inquire what is the matter, and are informed that you were seen to introduce a ball into the cup. "I beg your pardon," you reply, lifting up, however, not A, which you have just replaced, but C, which is the farthest remote from it. There really is a ball in this cup, but having been pressed in and fitting tightly, it does not fall. The audience, seeing you raise the wrong cup, are more and more confirmed in their suspicion. "Not that one, the other!" they exclaim. You next raise B, the ball in which also does not fall, for the reason already stated. "No, no!" the audience shout, "the other cup, the end one!" "You really are very obstinate, gentlemen," you reply, "but pray satisfy yourselves," turning over A as you speak, and showing the inside, which is manifestly empty, and your critics rapidly subside. Meanwhile, you drop your left hand to the servante, and secretly take from it 2 similar balls. Then, addressing the audience, you say, "Surely, gentlemen, you don't imagine that if I wanted to place a ball under a cup, I should set about it in such a clumsy fashion as this?" As you say this, you place your left hand in your left pocket, as if taking a ball from thence, as it obviously would not do to give the audience cause to suspect the existence of a secret receptacle behind the table, and bring out again the 2 balls, but only allow one to be seen, keeping the other concealed in the palm. Bringing the cup over the hand, you squeeze in both balls as far as you can, when the innermost will remain, but the outermost, not having sufficient space, will drop out again on the table. The audience, not knowing that there are 2 balls, believe the cup, which you now replace on the table, to be empty. You continue, "No, gentlemen, when I pass a ball under the cup, you may be sure that I don't let anybody see me do so." As you speak, you take the ball on the table in your right hand, and make the movement of transferring it to your left, really palming it by the second method, and holding the left hand closed and high, as if containing it, and keeping your eyes fixed thereon, you carelessly drop your right hand till the fingertips rest on the table, when you are able to let fall the ball upon the servante. You continue, "I will now pass this ball under either of the cups which you like to name. Indeed, I will do more. I will cause this ball invisibly to multiply itself into 3, one of which shall pass under each of the cups. First, however, let me show you that there is nothing under the cups at present." You raise each in turn. "Nothing here, and nothing here." The balls still adhere to the sides of the cups, which therefore appear to be empty. But you replace each with a slight rap on the table, and thereby loosen the ball within it. "Now then!" You bring the 2 hands together and gently rub them over each cup in turn, finally parting them and showing that both are empty, and then lifting the cups to show the 3 large balls underneath. Some performers, in lifting each cup with the right hand, introduce a fresh ball held in the left, as already explained. The effect is the same as in the multiplication pass already described, with this difference, that on each occasion of uncovering a ball, the ball remains on the table, which thus becomes gradually covered with an ever-increasing number of balls. Some again conclude this apparently producing from the cups apples much larger than they could naturally contain, e.g. large apples, Spanish onions, etc. This is effected in the same manner as the introduction of the large balls just described, save that in this case the object, which cannot really go into the cup, is merely held against its mouth with the 3rd finger of the right hand, and dropped with a slight shake, as if there was a difficulty in getting it out. There are many other cup and ball passes, but the series above given will be found as effective as any. If any reader desires to follow the subject further, we would refer him to Recréations mathématiques et physiques of Guyot, already quoted, or another old work, under the same title, by Ozanam, in which this branch of prestidigitation is treated at considerable length. End of Section 31. Recording by April Walters.